a lot of people on here, as you can see. There's no way that I'm going to know every single one of them. So I'm pretty sure that this is just every running back in the league right now. But obviously, I'm only going to rank the starters. So starting off, we have, I don't know, actually. Maybe I should know. If I don't know them, I'm just going to put practice squad. Who is that? I feel like I should know who that is. I don't know. Are these all Cardinals players or Buccaneers players? I actually don't know. I feel like one of them has to be a starter. Maybe that's. All right, we're already not off to a good start. I don't know. I just don't recognize. Maybe that's Bucky Irving. I don't know. Bijan is definitely all pro. I'm gonna put all pro. I think that's the Cardinals. Okay, I'll fix it later. Um, that's Tyler Algier. Obviously a backup. That and then that's the other Falcons running back. Is that Derrick Henry? Yeah, Derrick Henry. At one point in his career, he was elite, but for now, I'm going to put him in All Pro. And then these are the rest of the Ravens backups. So I think Gus Edwards is one of them. James Cook. I'll put in star. I think he could go an average, but he really helped the Bills a lot in at least last season. He was a great running back. I mean, you could just chalk that down to the Bills offensive line, but I think that he's a star. Then obviously the other Bills running backs. Is that Chuba Hubbard? I don't know if he's going to be the Panthers starter this year, but I think he's average. Uh, there was a couple games where he went off. You know, I had him in fantasy, and he was really good for me some weeks. Other weeks, not so much, but I think he's just an average running back, especially since the last season was really the only good season he had. I think that's a rookie. And then those are the other Panthers running backs right there. I think that's the Bears starting running back. I think that's DeAndre Swift, maybe. I don't think he's going to be the starter, so I'm going to put him in backup. I think that's a rookie, especially since he's wearing a college jersey. And that's the Bears backup, maybe. A white guy. What the hell? Is that Zach Moss? Who do the Bengals have? I know they got rid of Joe Mixon. Is Zach Moss really their starting running back? No, it's the other guy. I don't know enough about running backs. Maybe it was the white guy who there were. Somehow I can't remember. Zach Moss, I think, is a backup, though. It's probably another reason why the Bengals didn't win a lot of games. That's the Chiefs guy. Not Rice, but I'm forgetting his name. I think he's average, though. He did all right. For some reason, I can't remember what his name is, though. But he's the Chiefs running back, and he's bald. I believe that's a rookie. That's who the Browns have. It's not Nick Chubb, but it's the other guy who I can't remember his name. But he's the Browns starting running back. So I'll put him. Oh, Perine. I think that's Samaje Perine. I forgot who the Browns starting running back was. He didn't do great, though, so we'll just put him in backup. I believe that's a rookie. I believe that's also a rookie. Who is that? Is that another Browns? I don't know. All the Browns players are pretty average. The Jadeveon. No, I was gonna say Jadeveon Clowney. I don't even think he's a running back. McLaughlin. Who's the Broncos starting running back? I don't even know, but definitely backup. The Broncos had no good running backs. That's Miles Sanders washed. I think all of these are rookies. Oh, that's Tony Pollard. That's got to be Tony Pollard, right? I'll put him as relief backup. I think he did all right with the Cowboys last season. I forgot who that was. I recognize it's the card. It's I don't know why I just can't remember his name, but it's the Cardinals starting running back. It's really pissing me off that I can't remember his name right now because he did pretty good last season. I'll put him as a star. Man, I don't know why I can't remember his name right now. It will come to me eventually. Oh wait, no, here are the Broncos. Who the fuck is that guy? Because these are all the Broncos. This is like the most confusing tier list ever. I don't know who the starter is, so they can all go in backups because they're all pretty bad. That's the Colts starter. That's fuck. What's his name? I'm really bad with names right now for some reason. But I know it's he was good for a lot of years, so I'm gonna put him in star. Sorry that I can't remember these names, but you know, I mean, everybody knows who the Cardinal starter and the Colts starter is. That's what does that look like? Oh, that's Jahmyr Gibbs. Okay, Jahmyr Gibbs obviously is very good. I'll even put him in All Pro. Jahmyr Gibbs is very good. So then that is the other player who's on, when she's not even really their backup. I would put him as their backup, but they kind of exchange both of them, and he's pretty good too. I'd put him in average though. You know who I'm talking about, Sonic and Knuckles. Okay, I don't know. That looks like Prince. Josh Jacobs. I don't think I can put him in average. I also had Josh Jacobs in fantasy. He was really good for me. He's not all pro, but he's definitely a star. And the rest of the Packers running backs, one of them is Dylan, same name as me. Joe Mixon, very good. Also had Joe Mixon in fantasy too. Put up similar stats as Josh Jacobs. Fuck no, I don't want the white guy up there. I want Joe Mixon. Okay. Then we have, I don't know. That looks like Stephon Diggs. I actually don't know who that is. That looks like a rookie. These are the Texans running back. I don't even know. Oh yeah, they had Joe Mixon. I don't know what I'm yapping about. There's another Bengals, but I already put the Bengals running back up there. That looks like a rookie. Another Colts running back, but not the starter. That looks like a rookie. That's Travis Etienne. He overall career, I'll put him average, but he was pretty dog shit last year. And then the Jaguars backup, a rookie. Is that a Panthers running back? I recognize his face, but I'm pretty sure he's a rookie as well. I think he's also a rookie. Isaiah Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. I already put P. Ryan in there, but I can actually rank them because I know who they are. Isaiah Pacheco, yeah, I think he's average. All the Chiefs running backs are pretty average, actually. They all got the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, so they can all be average. I don't recognize his face. I think that's a rookie. Looks like he's wearing a Rams jersey, though. That's also the Chiefs. That's the white guy, but I can't remember what his name is. Is that Ashton Jeanty? Obviously, I can't rank him because I don't think that is Ashton Jeanty. I think that's somebody else. Raheem Mostert isn't the starter in Miami. For an overall career, though, he was actually. Now he's a relief backup. He was pretty good in San Francisco, though. These are all the Raiders guys. I think that who was the starter last year? I didn't watch enough Raiders games to know. I think it was this guy, though. I recognize his face. And he did all right. So I'll put him in that. I'll put him in relief backup. Pretty sure that there's some rookies here. Sorry, it's just I'm not talking a lot in this video. Kyren Williams. I'll put him in All Pro. He was really good last season. And then just his backup. Devon Achane. I had him in fantasy, and he was my best fantasy running back. And that's how I know he's. I'm surprised I haven't put. No, All Pro. To be an elite running back, you have to be. I mean, we all know who's going in elite, but still. That's another Dolphins running back. That's Alexander Madison. Yeah, the only third stringer. This, yeah. Aaron Jones. I also had in fantasy. I know I'm saying I have like every running back in fantasy. That's because I had a bunch of different teams. He was actually pretty average. I mean, Minnesota won 14 games, but I kept an eye on him all season, and he wasn't really spectacular or anything. He did all right though. And a lot of these guys I don't know. Nice hairdo though. Damn, guys rocking the afro. Is that Ramondre Stevenson? He did all right for the Patriots, or maybe that is whoever the Patriots starter was. Alvin Kamara. For an overall career, I kind of have to put him in star. He was pretty average last year, but we can't forget his 6 touchdown game against the Vikings. But yeah, he was pretty average last year. But for an overall career, he definitely very good. Okay. I don't recognize anybody so far. I know that white guy. Oh yeah, the Giants running back is I can't believe I forgot what his name was, because he was also one of my. He's definitely a backup though. I don't know why I can't remember what his name was, but a lot of the time on one of my fantasy teams, I was relying on him to do something, and he did not do anything for me, and that was not very good. So he kind of pissed me off. So that's why he's in the backup category. Not really. He also was pretty bass. Breece Hall. Where's Breece Hall? There he is. I also had him in fantasy. No surprise. He was pretty bad last season. No, I can't really put him in star. He was supposed to be a star, but his career has been pretty average. There he is. The one running back who gets to go in the elite category. The man who got his team to the Super Bowl, changed the franchise around. I mean, no, the Eagles always were pretty good, but he just made them elite. So he deserves that category all to himself. A lot of these guys I'm not going to recognize. I think that he's the Falcons running back, though. I can't think of his name. I do see Christian McCaffrey, though. And Christian McCaffrey will go in All Pro. I mean, I guess it's not fair. I'll put Alvin Kamara down one, because if we're talking all-time careers, Tristan McCaffrey has to be elite. But I think it's better if we just do it for last season and the upcoming season. So that's why I put Alvin Kamara down to average. Chris McCaffrey can be an All-Pro, and then Saquon gets elite all to himself. I think that's the most fair way to do it. Then we have Kenneth Walker, who was a running back that I had in fantasy and then traded him because he got injured. And then he came back from injury and did super well, and I was pissed about it. Still average, though, although he had games where I was like, shit. Zach Charbonnet was a good backup, though. Bucky Irving. I think this is Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving was a last-second pickup for me in fantasy, and he did very well. So he will get to go. I think he's a rising star. Next season, he's going to go off. I think this might actually be Tony Pollard, because I know that he got traded to the Titans at some point. Then I don't know who the Cowboys running back was. He didn't do good enough to be an average, I feel like. Austin Eckler. Then who was the... I can't remember. I know that's Austin Eckler, but he was just the backup behind whoever the starter was in Washington, who did pretty good. For some reason, I can't remember his name right now, but I remember Austin Eckler's name. But he did good. I think he's going to do good next season. I'll put him in star. I think that's Alexander Madison's brother. No, that's Dalvin Cook, isn't it? I got them mixed up. That's Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb will be starting next year. He got traded to the Broncos or the Buccaneers or something. I know he got traded, so he probably will start for a team. I think he's kind of cooked, though. He's a relief backup now. Overall career, though, he was very good. I don't recognize... I recognize this guy, but obviously he's a Saints running back, so he's sitting behind Alvin Kamara. Oh no, there's Dalvin Cook. I think he actually was the Cowboys starter, which means we have to rank him. Um, he didn't do very good, though. I have to put him in relief backup. Then the rest of these guys, obviously, I know Ezekiel Elliott. I don't think he was a starter. Ezekiel Elliott is kind of washed now. All right, so there are the rankings. Pretty much all the running backs I know. There should be 32 there, maybe even a little bit more. I don't know, but there you go.